Turn you back. No one wanted to tell him. Cosgrove, shout out Cosgrove. That was a fuck.
In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a few instances that started off on the wrong foot, but in the end, everyone lived happily ever after. On January 30th, 2013, the Detroit Pistons took part in a 3-team trade that sent Tayshaun Prince to the Memphis Grizzlies. Prince was a big reason why the Pistons made 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals from 2002 to 2008, making it to the NBA Finals twice in back-to-back years, winning one of them, and is
Defensive
the author
player,
of
by
one
the
of
way.
the greatest blocks of all time.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise
Defensive
that
player,
this
by the
fan
way.
was so excited to see him when the Pistons took on the Indiana Pacers that fateful January day, waiting patiently for him to come out of the tunnel, but was visibly disappointed when he learned that the man he came to see was traded earlier that same day, causing him to quickly take off that jersey so he doesn't have to look stupid for one more second.
As the Pistons ran onto the court here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, a Kentucky fan and obviously a Tayshaun Prince fan waited for Tayshaun to take the floor.
That's fucked up.
Remember, Prince had spent his entire 11-year career with the Pistons up until that point.
But I didn't even know they had like a 6-year run, make it to the Eastern Conference. That's new. I didn't even know that. But yeah, Tayshaun, he was like that. He was a star. He was defense for real though. His defense
the
was
idea
crazy.
of him ever getting traded probably never crossed this man's mind. The following morning, this story went somewhat viral, with a lot of people feeling sorry for him, eventually finding out his name, Corey Brandt, which got the ball rolling for the Grizzlies to organize a trip to Memphis and set up a surprise meeting with Prince for Corey, probably because they felt guilty for being part of the reason why he wasn't there that day, so they wanted to make it up to him. Corey was doing a video interview when all of a sudden Prince appeared out of nowhere, sliding his arm around Corey's shoulders, making his dream come true. Prince said that when he saw the Kentucky t-shirt Corey wore under his Pistons jersey, it let him know what kind of diehard fan he really was, with Corey setting the record straight. I'm a Tayshaun Prince fan, not a Pistons fan. I guess there's just something about when the Pacers and Pistons get together that friendships form. But in order for this friendship to form, something bad had to happen to get to that point. And I'm talking about arguably the worst night in NBA history. Most of us wouldn't want anything to do with somebody who disrespectfully threw a drink in our face. I know I wouldn't, but I guess Ron Artest is a better man than me. Because believe it or not, Artest and the fan who we now know to be John Green are friends, and the two speak to this very day. Artest actually went after the wrong guy, but that doesn't mean John Green got away scot-free. He got sentenced to 30 days in jail and 2 years probation, while Artest got suspended for the rest of the season without pay. Again, nobody would have even batted an eye had the two never wanted to speak to each other, but surprisingly, Artest was the one who reached out to Green, and the call ended with them becoming friends.
But the guy who threw the cup of beer at me, John Green, who's a friend of mine now.
You're friends with the guy who hit you with the beer?
Absolutely. This is the reason why. This is the reason why I reached out to
Yeah, you need to explain this, buddy.
I don't like to hold grudges. You know, life is bigger than that.
That's cool.
You understand? And
that's facts, though.
Things happen. You know, and we move on.
And not only are you friends with each other, who else did you just tell me you were friends with?
Well, the guy that actually started the whole thing, that threw the beer, him and Ron speak daily, and I talked to Ron.
That can't even be true. Are you serious?
They keep in touch, and they're real good friends.
Mark Cuban, on the other hand, had every intention on holding a grudge against DeAndre Jordan till the day he dies, because of what he thought was the ultimate betrayal. I bet Cuban wanted to go after DeAndre in a Ron Artest fashion after DeAndre essentially left him at the altar. If you recall, Jordan infamously backed out of his verbal commitment to the Mavericks to re-sign with the Clippers in the summer of 2015, just days after verbally agreeing.
I thought the owner of the team came, was like the owner of the NBA, something like that, came and told him stay with us. Because he was supposed to go to Dallas though.
Contract with Dallas, Jordan began having second thoughts. According to Cuban, DeAndre stopped responding to his text and ignored his phone calls. So Cuban flew to Houston where Jordan lived and checked into a nearby hotel, ready to have a talk with him. But little did Cuban know, pretty much the entire Clippers squad already beat him to it.
Oh yeah. That's what happened. Yes, the Clippers squad got there. Then they tape him up. They tape him up or something like that. And made him
flew
stay
to
with his
Houston for
squad.
a meeting with Jordan to convince him to back out of his Mavericks deal, which he ultimately ended up doing after basically being held hostage.
See,
And of course,
told you. I told that nigga was held hostage.
Cuban was pretty salty about the whole thing, and understandably so.
Let's talk about the DeAndre Jordan situation. I know you guys have moved on.
Yes. I have no idea who you're talking about. I love it. Seriously.
It's behind you, and you've moved on.
I'm not trying to figure out who you're talking about.
Even Chandler Parsons got a
This
little
shit
petty
crazy.
by saying maybe he got nervous about being a franchise player and having the pressure of leading a team. He's very comfortable in LA. He can play behind Chris Paul and play behind Blake Griffin. That's what I thought he didn't want.
I think he's gonna be the franchise player then. Who was on the Mavs then at that time? I guess Dirk was kind of on his last leg. I guess so. I guess he would have been the best player. But franchise, can you make DeAndre Jordan a franchise player even at his potential? Did you really look at him and say, yeah, he could be a franchise player? Nah, I don't think so.
While Jordan did send out a couple tweets apologizing to Mark Cuban and Mavericks fans, it wouldn't be until 3 years later in 2018
And
when
he
they
signed
would
with him.
officially bury the hatchet.
You know what's crazy as hell? At this point, I don't even think he was that good anymore. I think he was okay for a stint, and then like it's just down there.
I talked to him on the phone, and he's like, everything behind us? I'm like, let's go win. He goes, let's go to war. Now, believe it or not, Jason Kidd was another player who Mark Cuban swore to never forgive, after Kidd left him hanging in a similar fashion that DeAndre did. About a year after the Mavericks won the 2011 NBA championship, Kidd would sign with the New York Knicks in the summer of 2012, which turned out to be a cold-blooded move if you were to know the details behind it. Apparently, Kidd pretty much guaranteed that he would re-sign with the Mavs to Mark Cuban's face, and Cuban obviously took his word for it. He trusted him, but instead, Kidd decided to sign with the Knicks that same afternoon he talked to Cuban. After he had already agreed to stay in Dallas, Cuban just can't catch a break when it comes to players making verbal commitments.
He like the coach.
Well, earlier in the day, all signs did point to Jason Kidd staying with the Mavericks. As everybody knows, he's very close to Dirk Nowitzki. It looked like Kidd was all lined up to stay in Dallas, but the Knicks never gave up their pursuit, and basically Kidd was in talks with both teams all day.
And that's not all. Get this. He signed with New York for the same number of years and for the same amount of money that Dallas had just offered him, which had to have felt like a slap in the face.
Damn. What the fuck made him go to New York then? What made him go to New York? The taxes are higher. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, it's probably not even about the money now, because, you know, taxes are higher. It's free income tax, some shit like the no income tax in Texas. So it's like, what the fuck made him go to New York?
Cuban. Here's what Cuban had to say. I was more than upset. I thought he was coming back. I was pissed. J-Kid's a big boy. He can do whatever he wants, but you don't change your mind like that. I'm sure I'll get over it at some point, but as of right now, I wouldn't put J-Kid's number in the rafters, which is interesting considering Jason Kidd is currently the Mavs coach right now as we speak. So if he was willing to hire him as their head coach just 2 years ago, I think it's safe to say that their bad blood must be over, and is more than likely reconsidering what he said more than a decade ago.
That shit crazy. Well, I'm still curious to why he went to the Knicks though. I guess he thought about Carmelo and them.
You wouldn't think dialing the wrong number would be a good thing, but to a group of Michigan high school basketball players, it turned out to be a blessing
I remember something like this.
when they did.
I remember. Hold on, I'm trying to see the player. Who was the fucking player that they talked to? I think it was Steph. Was it Steph? Or was it LeBron? Who the fuck? I remember this story a long time ago. I remember this story.
Wrong number.
Well, what could happen from here, right? It ended with the Pontiac
Giannis.
Prep
Is it
Boys
Giannis?
freshman basketball team on a FaceTime call they'll never forget.
And here's what happened. Somebody punched in a wrong number for the group video chat. It just happened to belong to Tampa Bay Bucks cornerback Sean Murphy Bunting, who incredibly responded.
At first, the team didn't believe it was him. Here's the school counselor explaining how.
Hold on. I thought this happened in the NBA too. I would have never guessed this.
Down. A wild thing happened that I had to share. My son's basketball team starts up a group chat. When entering phone numbers, they screw up one digit for one of their teammates. This random guy replies to the group.
Oh yeah, because you know it's crazy. Because everybody was talking like, damn, Imagine being a teammate who got their number wrong and shit. Just by one number. Cause some random nigga text me and their number was dead and identical to mine. It was just off by one.
Add me to this group? The boys are like, yes, if this is blank. The guy replies, no, this is Sean. Do you know who I am? Of course, they think it's their teammate messing with them. After some back and forth, the guy says, this is Sean Murphy Bunting, and he sends a selfie in the Buccaneers locker room. Apparently, at that point, Sean Murphy Bunting hands his phone to Leonard Fournette, who proceeds to walk around the locker room and introduce the boys to
I
all
know
the
the
other
teammate
players.
is
Leonard
heated.
Fournette kind of just walked us around the locker room and showed us all the players. So I'll start from Sean Murphy Bunting, Leonard Fournette, Levante David, Mike Evans, Richard Sherman, and then at the end we were just like, where's the GOAT?
Naturally, the boys are getting greedy now, and besides asking the guys to have big weeks for their fantasy football team, they want to see the GOAT. Fournette stays on FaceTime for a good 10 minutes while Tom Brady finishes up a meeting. The boys are absolutely losing it during this. After some time passes, he pops up on the screen and says, "What's up, fellas?" The boys lose
Bro,
their
y'all
minds.
bogus. Y'all still ain't even try to add up Brody. Did y'all even add up they friend? They never even tried to add up they friend, bro.
It was really cute. Like, the phone got handed to me, and I just see all these kids on the screen, and then I saw the kids are taking pictures because it shows up on the phone. So and so took a picture, and it was really fun. So
The best wrong call ever, right?
That's cool as hell though. But damn, imagine being a teammate. That felt bad for a man dedicated big market. Stone stars from small market. No, I ain't gonna lie, that was crazy.